All right, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are coming on, please do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the share button, and tag Lolly Dolly, everybody. And let them know Prophet Ramon, the squad, and the Ramon Preston Show. We are live in his house on this beautiful day, right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. For those of you that are coming on, please make sure that you text a family member, a friend, a colleague, a co-worker, an associate, anybody that you know needs to get the game. And the game is going to be about the money game, because we want to make sure that we're showing you what you need to do to get your bag, to get that money up. So please hit the like button, hit the share button, tag somebody, let them know we're live. The Ramon Preston Show is going down right here, right now. Also, I want you to drop in the comments the name of the city that you're watching us from. What city are you watching us from? Who you represent. Let us know who and where you're representing today. Drop the name of the city in the comments. Also, I want to send a few shout outs to all of our YouTube subscribers, all of our Facebook subscribers, all of our LinkedIn and Twitter and Instagram subscribers. 5.71. The numbers continue to go up, 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 up. So we have almost 6,000 subscribers, approximately 5.71. So that's 5,710 subscribers on YouTube today. I want y'all to help me get to 6,000. We should be able to get to 6,000 before this week is out. We're probably, 290 subscribers away from 6,000. So please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page. Please share our YouTube page with other family members and friends and those that you know need to learn about business, need to learn about finances, need to learn about entrepreneurship and financial literacy and real estate investing and wealth building. So I want to get to 6,000. So please subscribe to our YouTube page. Shout out to all of you that continue to support the show. You continue to engage with the show. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you. I want to give a shout out to all of our business community members. If you are part of our coaching program, if you're participating in our Blueprint Game Plan online training program, I want to say thank you so much. We love you, we appreciate you, and we're expecting the best results for you. Not next year, because that's going to happen, but this year, because we want to end 2021 strong. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you, and welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. If you don't know, now you know. I'm your host, Ramon Preston, and every Monday through Friday, we share information with you that is strategically and specifically designed to help you properly start, structure, and scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and your wealth building dreams. And here's the good part about the information that we share with you on the Ramon Preston Show. It's all an extension of what we produce and provide in our organization and through each of our divisions. So whether it's our consulting division, our coaching division, our training division, everything that we share with you is a direct extension of those divisions, and it's information that we use and we know works, not just for us, but for those who are in our business community. And so today I want to talk to you about how to play the money game. How to play the money game. And one of the reasons why I want to have this conversation today is because so many people want money, but they're either unwilling or unable to heighten their awareness on the fact that if you want money, that money is locked in a game. It is a system. It is a set of processes. It is a world of principles and practices that I'm referring to as the game that you have to heighten your awareness of and make the critical decision to participate in. And so I want to show you how you can actually do it. And guess what? It doesn't matter if you have no job, if you're on a fixed income, if you have a low income, if you are considered middle class, upper class, first class, coach class. It doesn't matter what class you are. Whatever economic level you're on, there's still a money game that needs to be played if in fact you want to experience true financial freedom. And guess what? I'm going to share a lot of things with you today. I'm going to have a couple little rabbit trails I run down, because a lot of the things that I'm going to be sharing with you today are based on real-time, real-life experiences that my wife and I have experienced. One thing about my wife and I, for the last 18 years since we've been married, we made a commitment, even while we were preparing to be married. We made a commitment to God first, of course, but we also made a commitment to ourselves individually and to one another as a couple. Think about that. We made a commitment to God, and then we made a commitment to ourselves as individuals. And then we made a commitment to each other. Just that alone is enough for you to like drop the mic and say, you said something there, man. Think about that. We made a commitment to God. We made a commitment to ourselves individually. And then we made a commitment to each other. And out of all the commitments that we made, right? One of the commitments that we made was that we were going to become financially free. So this is a big deal, because if you want to play the money game, if you want to really get into understanding and heightening your awareness on the principles and the practices and the systems and processes that make up this money game, well, first of all, you have to make a commitment to God, because it is God, as I mentioned yesterday, that's going to give you the power to even get wealth. Because there's something that God has given to you internally that he wants to execute externally while you live on this planet. And so once you have made that commitment to God that, you know what, I'm going to go all the way. I'm going to do whatever I need to do, God, to make history for myself and for my family, to create a legacy, to establish something that will transcend generations and perpetuate my life into others' lives. So once that commitment is made, guess what? Now you got to make a commitment to yourself. You got to commit to yourself that no matter how difficult it gets, no matter how hard it is, you are going to withstand the test of time to push through once you start this money game. And it's kind of like the game of football. I was watching the back half of the game last night. It was between the Baltimore Ravens and the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts were up, but they got this, the Ravens got this quarterback named Jackson, this little young black kid as a quarterback. And the dude, he reminds me so much of Michael Vick, because he's so elusive. I mean, he's the boy is cold. And so they were down bad. But guess what? Just because they were down most of the game, all the way into the fourth quarter, the end of the fourth quarter, just because they were down doesn't mean they were out, because they continued to show up in the game. And so the money game is the same way. Once you make a commitment to God, and once you make a commitment to yourself, now you have to align yourself with the right people who share those same sentiments. Because think if Jackson was the only one on the Baltimore Ravens team who was committed to the bigger picture of what he knew he wanted to see happen, not just in that game, but in this entire season. So he had a team of people who were all individually and collectively committed, not just to win that game, but they are committed to win the season, because they are committed to win in life. And because you want to play the money game, because you want to experience financial freedom, I'm preaching today, y'all, because you want to get to the next level, you want to build a legacy, you want to create generational wealth. Guess what? Your commitment to God has to be complemented by your commitment to yourself. And then your commitment to yourself has to be complemented with the commitment that you make with other people who are in alignment with you. This is one of the biggest reasons why I am such a proponent of you having a coach in your life. One of the proudest moments I had, like this week, just happened a few minutes ago when two of our coaching clients were on the phone with me. And they were asking a couple questions because they have problems that I wish every entrepreneur had. And guess what kind of problems they have? They have business problems because their business is growing so fast and they have so much activity going on in their business. They actually have real business problems because they've gotten in the game and they know why they're in the game. And so while I was on the phone with them, like 3 or 4 times back to back, one of them kept saying, when we ran into this glitch the other day, and we ran into this glitch yesterday, and we ran into this glitch last week, we knew we had to reach out to your personal assistant, who then reached out to you, who then connected us to talk with you today, because here's what one of them kept saying, because this is why we have a coach. And if you can just understand how your alignment with the right people not only gets you into the money game, but keeps you in the money game so that you can start winning in the money game. If you just knew how important that was, you would definitely have a coach in your life. You would have experts in your life. You will have colleagues and partners and associates. You will literally build your life with people who all share the same sentiments on what you want to accomplish, not just in this game called life, but in this game of getting money, creating a legacy, creating generational wealth, having and experiencing financial freedom. So for those of you that's in it to win it, and you know, even at this point in the show, you are committed to God with regard to what you need to do with your money. You're committed to yourself and you've committed yourself to be connected to the right people. I want you to put in the comments, I'm in the money game. Come on, type that in the comments. I'm in the money game. I'm in the money game. Please type that in the comments. I'm in the money game. Now, if you ain't committed to God, it's going to show not just in every area of your life, but it's going to show in the money area of your life. Because if your money is funny, it may reflect something you are missing with regard to certain levels of commitment. Believe that. Believe that. You would hear people say a lot of times in church, we used to hear this all the time. You hear people say a lot of times in church, if you want to know where a person's heart is, just look at their checkbook. That's what you would hear people say in church a lot. In other words, it's kind of like an extension of a scripture that says, wherever your treasure is, that is where your heart will be. So it's kind of like a play on that scripture, because if you want to know where a person's heart is, all you have to do is look at where their treasure is. So if they treasure their money and their heart is in the treasure of their money, then you can actually know where that person is and what type of person they are by looking at what they do with their money. And so if you've made a commitment to God when it comes to your money, I ain't just talking about when it comes to your eternity. Because we're not going to use this as a lame excuse saying, well, I'm just committed to God. I'm going to heaven, so I don't need a whole lot on earth. Well, you just stay broke while you're on earth. Because we want to experience heaven on earth so that we can know what heaven feels like when we get to heaven. How about that? So you're committed to God. You're committed to yourself with regard to money. So you're not going to cheat yourself. You're not going to rob yourself. You're not going to finesse yourself out of accepting not just a responsibility, but accepting the reward of what you can do when you get in the money game. But then you're also going to commit to the right people. You're going to commit to coaches like me. You're going to commit to business communities like the RP business community. You're going to commit to connecting with people who share the same sentiments, who are in alignment with you. And some of y'all just need to stop right there. Before I even get into some of the details, how to play the moolah game, baby. Okay, that's today's title, how to play the money game. So this is like an internal assessment you got to make. So before I get into how to play the money game, you got to make sure you even have access to get in the doggone money game. And your access is going to be, number one, your commitment. I don't even know if I'm spelling the word commitment right. Is it 2 T's or 1 T? Hey, it is what it is. Your commitment to God, your commitment to self, and your commitment to others. Like if you just knew how important this was right here, alone, outside of the other financial or monetary or economic strategies that I give you, if you just knew how important it was for you to understand, for me to even play the money game, I need to have a commitment to God about my money. Because if you can't make a commitment to God with regard to your money, it's because you may have a flawed view or perspective about God when it comes to your money. So maybe you feel like the servant that buried his talent in the scripture felt. That servant felt like God was a hard taskmaster. And so when the master gave the servant a talent, unlike the other servants, that servant went and buried their talent. And because they buried their talent, they gave up the opportunity to get in the game, to succeed, and to create something for themselves and for their families because of their perspective or their view about God when it came to their talent or to their money. So your commitment to God needs to reflect that you understand God does not desire you to struggle and to suffer your entire life on the planet, but God has given you an opportunity to live, for those of you, especially here in the United States of America, in the most powerful economic system on the planet, with opportunities galore at every turn, no matter where you are in these United States of America. And most of you in other parts of the world have opportunities, especially if you're watching me. You have access to the internet. You can listen to content like what we're sharing right now. And what you have to do is make a commitment to God that, you know what? I have a purpose on this planet. I have a God-given assignment. Like we talked about yesterday, I have a money mission that I'm going to fulfill, I'm going to complete, I'm going to accomplish while I'm on this planet. I refuse to be broke. I refuse to struggle. I refuse to live in lack. I refuse to be impoverished. I refuse to live my life with the victim mentality. I refuse to believe that there's scarcity and that there are no opportunities for me. All of these beliefs are directly connected to your commitment to God. Because you cannot make these godly kind of commitments without bringing God into the equation. And so the reason why I could talk about money so much as a preacher, as a minister, as a prophet, as an apostle, as an overseer of a church-controlled organization, you know why I could talk about money so much? Because I have a commitment to God. And my commitment to God is more important than my commitment to anything and anyone else. So because I have a healthy perspective and a healthy view of God with regard to money, with regard to finance, with regard to economics, with regard to freedom, with regard to wealth, with regard to business and entrepreneurship, because I have a healthy perspective and a view of how I see God when it comes to all those economic things, my commitment can be intact. Next, you need to make a commitment to yourself. And today needs to be the day, for some of you that's listening to me and watching me, today needs to be the day that you make the commitment to stop shortchanging yourself. You keep selling yourself short and you keep allowing things like, I ain't got the money, I ain't got the opportunity. It ain't enough to go around. Nobody's giving me a chance. I got too many haters. You have all these flawed views and perspectives, not just about God, but about yourself, that's keeping you from ever getting into the money game. Well, Prophet Ramon, how do you know that? Well, if you ain't got no money, you ain't in the game. And guess what? If you got money but ain't got enough money to do what you know God has given you to do, it's because you might be in the game, but you're running the wrong plays. Think about that. Bada bing, bada boom. So just because you're in the game don't mean you running the right plays. Because last night on Monday Night Football, while I was watching Jackson and the Ravens be down like the whole game, but he kept getting on the field, they kept showing up, and every play they ran got them closer and closer to the goal line until we looked up and the Ravens were celebrating, and the Colts, some of them were on their knees like, man, how in the world? They came back in this game and they won the game, and we're all playing the same game. And we were up. You know why? Because they started running plays that gave them an advantage in the game. And so it's going to start with your commitment to yourself. And then you need to make a commitment to others. Now, why should I make a commitment to others? Well, there's a word called accountability. And as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as a hustler, as a grinder, as a go-getter, however you identify yourself economically, you might be the breadwinner, you might be the financer, you might be the CEO and the CFO of your house in your life. Guess what? There's a word called accountability that complements commitment. Most people who are not accountable are most people who are not committed. But when you become committed, it's easy for you to become accountable. And your accountability is what's going to allow you to get the right plays to run while you're in the game so you can continue to see increase in your life. And for those of you that's listening to me, you're watching me today, if you have all of this checked off and you know without a shadow of a doubt you're in the money game, let me show you what plays you need to run. How do I play, Ramon, the money game? Here's how you play the money game. And this comes right out of the playbook. This comes right out of the playbook. It comes right out of the playbook. It comes out of the playbook of our blueprint game plan that we have on our university program. It comes out of the playbook of the principles that I teach and train our students. It comes out of the playbook of what I consult and coach our clients on. It's the same principle. And this principle starts with you learning how to save. This is the first play. If you want to learn to play the money game, here's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to learn how to save. You're going to have to learn how to save. Now, I have a blueprint game plan. It's a wealth building system. We've put this program together, this training program, as a wealth building system. I know some of you are familiar with it, but even those of you that are familiar with it, it's like you saying, oh, I'm familiar with the field. Oh, I already know the plays that Coach be calling. Yeah, but it doesn't mean you're living it. Because there are people who play the game, like we saw last night with the Colts and the Ravens, who are on the field and they're winning, but they were not winning enough to sustain the win until the end of the game. Do you get what I'm saying? So that means you may be one of the students in my blueprint game plan program. You may be one of the clients in my coaching program. God knows if you're not a student or if you're not a client, then I'm not even sure if you're even on the right field. But even if you are, you listen to Prophet Ramon, you take his advice, you apply his principles, but there are so many audibles that need to be called. But you have to at least understand the fundamentals of the game. And so the first play that you're going to have to learn to implement and execute to mastery, to perfection, is the play of saving. So in my blueprint game plan, our first step, we have 5 steps. The first step is for you to save at least $1,000. This is called my blueprint game plan $1,000 challenge. I like to pose it to people that I talk to when I'm first discussing their finances with them, because saving $1,000 is easier than you think, and in most cases it will continue to get easier once you save the first 1,000. So this is the first play. So it doesn't matter if you're on a fixed income. It doesn't matter if you make minimum wage. It doesn't matter if you got more money going out every month than you have coming in. I need you to pick up the playbook and say, if I'm going to play the money game, the first thing I need to learn how to do is what? I need to learn how to save. So that means there's a lot of things that go into this saving, okay? And I'll talk to you about that $1,000 number and how it scientifically and psychologically works for most people who do it. So saving, I want you to think about discipline. I want you to think about habits. I want you to think about mindsets. These are things that I want you to think about when it comes to calling this first play. Because if you're going to play the money game, this is the first play you're going to call. So you're on the field. You say, Ramon, I'm committed to God when it comes to my money. I want to get the bag. I want to be filthy rich. I want to build a legacy. I want to be a millionaire. I want to be financially free. I don't want to be in debt no more. I want to be able to do what I want to do to who I want to do it with and be a blessing to whoever I want to be a blessing to. I want to play the money game. Okay, well, play number 1 is learn how to save. Learn how to save. Saving is about discipline. So if you're going to play the money game and save money, you have to become disciplined about how you not just make money, but how you manage the money you make. Because discipline is going to be required for both aspects. I have to become disciplined in making money. Now, I can break this up in so many granular increments, because being disciplined in making money may mean that you cannot at this point in the game afford to take 2 whole days off a week. Like some of y'all hey man, I got 2 days off. I ain't doing nothing on my 2 days off. Can you afford to be off the field 2 whole days financially? Some of you can't afford that. So if you're working 40 hours a week, 5 days a week, and you're taking 2 days off, and the scoreboard of your life shows that you're losing with money, then that means you need to call an audible. You need to call a different play, because you're unable to implement the first play. The first play is to save. But if I don't have money to save, how am I actually going to save? Well, I have to become more disciplined. I have to discipline myself to know that I cannot afford to take 2 days off. Maybe you're working 7 days straight and still don't have enough money to save. Well, you may be on the field 7 days, but you may not be calling the right plays. This is where having people like myself and my team plays a very important role, because sometimes you need people to sit down with you, hold you accountable, and literally look into the details of your finances. Look into the details of your income, your expenses, your daily habits. And really, we need to go under the hood of your heart to see what is your mindset about money. Because maybe it's something about your mindset concerning money that keeps you without it. Because maybe you don't value money. Or maybe you have this religious belief that you can't put your trust in money, you can't put your trust in man, and this is why you don't have money or men or people, period, in your life. So you have to reverse that. So in order to call this play to save, You got to get disciplined. You got to discipline yourself. And you have to start developing habits, because saving money is just not about you going to get more money and thinking just because you're going to get more money, you're going to by default save more money. Most people who have no discipline have bad habits and have the wrong mindset about money, which means even if they go out and make new money, guess what they do? They spend the new money they make. Have you ever noticed that? I used to be that person. I remember there was a time, the more money I got, the more money I spent. And it seemed like the less money I had, the less money I spent, but the more money I got, the more money I spent. Because it really wasn't the money that was coming on whatever level. It was my undisciplined habits based on a mindset that disabled me from calling this play. You have to call this play. And it requires discipline. It requires habits. It requires mindsets. And so once you're able to become disciplined, to develop the right habits and to clear your mind up about money and to foster a healthy mindset concerning money, now you're able to play. You're able to play the money game by saving, because your income is by far your number one wealth building tool. Now again, my income increasing or decreasing means nothing when I'm not disciplined. It means nothing when I have bad habits. It means nothing when I have the wrong mindset. How do you know that? Well, somebody can hit the lottery and increase their income. But that income is not going to be saved because they don't see it as their number one wealth building tool, because they don't have discipline, they don't have the right habits, because they don't have the right mindset. Do you see what that means? Guess what? If somebody's income goes down and they have the right discipline, they have the right habits, they have the right mindset, they're going to see their decrease in income differently, because they know it is their number one wealth building tool. So they're going to pull the playbook out and reset their lives so that they can implement the saving step for their income. Does that make sense? So the first thing is you got to save. And you're saving your income. If you don't have enough income to save, of course there are certain strategies that you're going to have to implement. There are certain strategies that you're going to have to use in order to be in a position to save money. But you have to make sure you're disciplined, or at least you're working on disciplining yourself. You have to make sure you're working on developing the right habits and that you're fostering the right mindsets. So where's that going to come from? Well, that's going to come from you learning about money properly. It's called financial literacy. It's going to come from you studying and training and getting around people who understand the value of money, in that it is your source of wealth building. So you don't have to hit the lottery to start building wealth. You don't have to go rob a bank to start building wealth. You don't have to cross your fingers and hold your breath and hope that a Brinks bag falls out the sky to start building wealth. Guess what you have to do? Well, first of all, internally, you have to be committed. We talked about that. But then you have to work on disciplining yourself, developing the right habits, and fostering the right mindset so that you can call this play here. I got to learn how to save. So can you give me another explanation, Ramon, of what saving is? Here, I'm going to give you another explanation. Living beneath your means. Maybe that's too weird for you. I'll give you another explanation for saving. Keeping more than you spend. How does that work? Whichever one you want. Both of them gonna work for you. So Ramon, how do I save? Outside of the mindset, outside of the habits, outside of the discipline, outside of me being committed to God and committed to myself and committed to others, how am I going to practically, tactically, in terms of strategic ways to implement every day, how am I going to save? You're going to save by living beneath your means. You're going to save by living beneath your means. In other words, you're going to save by keeping more money than you spend. Well, I don't have enough money to start with. Well, I don't know that because I don't know what your financial situation is. I don't know what your financial situation is. So here's what you're going to have to do. Let me give you an exercise. This is what you're going to have to do. I'm going to give you one good exercise. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get to any other plays today on this money game. This might be the only play I can call today. So what are some exercises that you can do if you feel like you don't have enough money to save, or you cannot live beneath your means because you got more money going out than you have coming in? Well, here's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to learn to track your income and expenses. Your income and expenses. Now, for those of you that do not have businesses, if you want an easy way to track your income and expenses, this is like a free promotion, all right? Even though I am a QuickBooks ambassador, finally. But here's a free promotion. If you want to figure out the best way to track your income and expenses, there are many apps out there. There are personal financial management apps. One of the most popular apps that I recommend to a lot of people is the Mint app. It's called Mint, mint.com. That's a personal financial management app. I mean, you literally can download the app on your phone. I'm sure I still have it. Yep, that's the Mint app right there. It's the Mint app. You can download the Mint app and you can literally connect your debit cards, your bank, any personal credit cards, your car loan, your mortgage. You can connect those accounts to your Mint account so that it can start like using the algorithms of its system to literally make sense of everything you have coming in as income and everything you have going out as expenses. This is how you're going to get a grip on being able to call this play of saving. You have to track your income and your expenses. All right. So I would recommend that you get that Mint app. That's a very, very good app. There are a lot of apps out there. You pick and choose which one. I've just found this to be one of the most easiest to navigate around. And because this app is powered by Intuit, I like to connect that app with people who need to learn QuickBooks for their business. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you're an independent contractor, a business owner, or you have a nonprofit organization, I would recommend you use the Mint app because navigating from your personal finances on Mint is going to be a little easier to navigate to your business or organization finances on QuickBooks, because both of them are powered by Intuit. It's the same system. It's the same technology that powers them. So a lot of things feel similar when you're working on both of those apps. So you have to learn to track your income and expenses. Now let me give you like a basic mathematical breakdown of how you track your income and expenses. Because even though you're using the Mint app, guess what you're going to also need to use? This thing called the calculator. You're going to have to use this thing called the calculator. Like if you're using the Facebook app, the YouTube app, the TikTok app, the Snapchat app, whatever crazy app you're using on your phone, if you're using all those apps every day, but you're never using the calculator app, that's one of your problems. That's why you can't save no money, because you're playing the wrong game. So one of the ways you can mathematically track your income and expenses is figure out the dollar amount of how much money you make every 30 days. So this would be income, right? So let's say every 30 days you make, I'm gonna be real low, $1,500. You make $1,500 a month. All right? Well, you total your expenses. What are your total expenses? I'm not talking about your old debts. I'm not talking about you owing cuz from 5 years ago and you had 4 repossessions. That's debt. Those are old accounts. We're talking about things that you have to pay for. And you get a list of all those expenses. Now, if some of those expenses are luxuries, you need to set luxury aside for a minute because you need to get this number down. And you need to look at necessities. What are the necessities? I got a car payment, I got lights, I got water, I got gas, I got child care, I got rent or mortgage. You need to get those numbers. You need to get those numbers. And whatever that total amount is, you put that against your income. So let's say, for example, if your income is $1,500, excuse me, and your expenses were $2,200. I'm just giving you a hypothetical number. Let's say if your expenses were $2,200, that means every month you are negative $700. Yes, that's bad, but you still need to do the math to know the number. Because even if you are negative 700 or positive or breaking even, at least you have a dollar amount to know how much money you have left after your income and expenses every month. If you don't have money left, or if you are negative, now you're able to look at what time you are playing on the field through the month. So let's say if you are negative between your income and expenses, but you work 5 days a week. That means you work 20 days a month, but you have 8 to 10 days a month that you're not working. Guess what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to start figuring out ways to do something on those days you're not working. And you're going to stop goofing off before and after the days you are working. Because now, like LeBron James, like Kobe Bryant, like Michael Jordan, like your boy Jackson last night, you cannot get off the field. Because the star players, they don't get a break other than if, what do you call it? What do you call the thing? Not halftime, it's called timeout. You may have like a 30-second timeout, but when you are the star player, meaning that you are the one that's in control of your financial life. I'm telling y'all, the reason why I'm not going to get past this one play is because most Americans can't even figure this one play out. This one play most Americans cannot figure out. This one play. So you have to track your income and expenses to figure out what is that dollar amount. And once you figure out what that dollar amount is, now you're able to clearly see what you can and cannot do. And don't give me no lame excuse today. Well, Prophet Ramon, you don't know what I've been through. And I work hard for my money. And I deserve this. You don't deserve a doggone thing if you ain't earned it and worked for it. And if you can't afford it, you got to put yourself in a position so that when you do the luxuries, you have covered your necessities and you have made sure that you completed the first play. You can't go to the second play if you haven't completed the first play. I know people right now, they swear up and down, they're going to take their little free money and they're going to go invest in crypto. They're going to invest in ETFs. They're going to invest in stocks. They're going to invest in real estate. And you have not even developed the discipline and the habits to save a doggone dollar. You can't jump from not saving to investing. You're playing backwards. It's kind of like somebody kicking you the ball on the field and you turn around and run the other way and score for the other team. You cannot play backwards. It starts with saving. And it starts with you understanding that the money I save needs to be the money that I view as my number one wealth building tool. This is what you have to get your mind wrapped around. Your income, whatever income you got coming in right now, is your number one wealth building tool. But the reason why you can't use it, or a lot of people are unable to use it as their number one wealth building tool, because they have exhausted their number one wealth building tool. So whatever the dollar amount is that you have coming in as income, you have to wrap your mind around the fact that that dollar amount is your number one wealth building tool. So yes, you want to increase that number as much as you can, but you don't want to increase that number and you continue to call the wrong plays because you're undisciplined. You don't have the right habits. You have the wrong mindset. You want to be able to increase your income at least enough so that you can take some of it and start saving it. I'm not even concerned about decreasing expenses. I'm not. Because see, I'm the kind of person, I want to do what I want to do. I want to eat what I want to eat. I want to wear what I want to wear. I want to drive what I want to drive. Now, guess what? There were times in my life that I wanted to eat what I wanted to eat. I wanted to dress how I wanted to dress. I wanted to drive and live where I wanted, what I wanted to drive and live. And I was unable to. You know why? Because I could not afford that expense until I increased my income and developed the discipline and habits to save money in between. Because I don't want to increase my income and then increase my expenses, but I have no wiggle room to save anything. So now I'm what we call hood rich, but I'm cash broke because I got the nice car. I've been there. There was a time I was living in a big house. I had a nice luxury vehicle. Everything was great, but every dollar that came in, $1.20 went out. It was like $1 come in and $1.20 go out. $2 come in and $2.05 go out. $3 come in and maybe $2.90 go out. And what was happening was I was increasing my income, and to some extent I was stabilizing at times and sometimes decreasing my expenses, but I was not disciplined to play the saving part. So the savings was a play. It was a play in the money game that I missed because I wanted to skip saving and I wanted to be aggressive in business, not knowing that no matter how aggressive I'm going to get, I'm undisciplined to take some of that increase of income and put it aside so I can play a bigger game. I can play a bigger game because this is a big league. Am I making sense? Oh boy, that was good. So you want to save. Now, why is saving so important? This is going to be my last point, and I'm going to bring this to a close, which, by the way, if you are not a part of our one-year business coaching program, please text the word coaching to 404-478-7213. Everything that I'm talking to you about, I give you access to it through our one-year business coaching program. We give you access to our blueprint game plan. It is an online, on-demand, interactive training program. You have access to it for the entire year that we coach you, and you can access it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can watch these training videos from your phone. You're going to learn everything that I'm talking to you about. We train you on in that blueprint game plan. But in this coaching program, not only are you going to get the online training, but you're also going to get the personal coaching because we're going to help you put together a real game plan. We're going to make sure that when you play the money game, you're calling the right plays every step of the way for your personal finances, for your business. We're going to show you how to create a sales system, a marketing system. We're going to show you how to structure your company. Maybe you want a holding company structured with divisions and subsidiaries. We're going to show you financial strategies, creative tax strategies. We're going to give you access to our mastermind so that you can connect with other individuals and entrepreneurs who want to play the money game and who are actually winning in the money game. So please be sure to text the word coaching to 404-478-7213. So back to my last point. Why is saving the first play in the money game? Prophet Ramon, why when I finally get on the field and tell you I'm ready to play the money game and I'm suited and booted, the first thing you tell me is learn how to save? You know why? Because the average American, like you can Google this, like literally you can Google this. Let me Google it because I don't think y'all believe me what I'm saying right now. Oh my God, I got my Training videos coming on. That's a good sign. You see when I pull up my phone, what comes on? Training videos, because that's all I do all day. Let me Google how many Americans have $1,000. Wow. Look at that. That's a CBS News survey. I'm looking for something better because they kind of iffy. So we don't know. Okay, okay, CNBC. I'll go with that one. So CNBC says just 3 out of 10 Americans could pay for a $1,000 emergency expense. Think about that. Did you just hear what I said? I just Googled that. See, there is science and there are studies behind this play of saving. And most studies, most surveys suggest, just generally, which means that if you Google what I just said, if you read maybe 10 or 20 of those articles, the general consensus would be that somewhere between 70 to 80% of Americans don't have at least $1,000. So that means 8 out of 10 people don't have a grand right now today. 8 out of 10 Americans. Why is it that in the wealthiest, most powerful country on the planet, 8 out of 10 people don't have a thou wow, a stack of lacquer, a bag? Why? You know why? Because 8 out of 10 Americans are unable to save. It's just the truth. They're unable to save. I didn't say they're unwilling to save. I say they're unable to save. Why are they unable to save? Here's why they are unable to save. They are unable to save. They're unable to save because they lack. I'm sorry, I'm not spelling right. They lack income. This is why they're unable to save. 8 out of 10 of Americans are unable to save at least $1,000 because they lack income. In other words, because I'm not going to let you off that easy. In other words, they lack commitment. They lack a commitment to money. They lack discipline with their money. They lack the right habits, and they lack a money mindset. Their relationship with money is either flawed or limited. And trust me, I'm not bashing 8 out of 10 Americans. I used to be one of those. The only thing that changed my commitment, my discipline, my habits, and my mindset was the information I started receiving. Once I started studying the money game, once I started studying the things that it takes for you to actually become financially free and to become wealthy and to create a legacy and to have generational wealth, I realized that I had the wrong commitment. I never really lacked commitment, and most Americans don't lack all commitment. They just have the wrong commitment. Think about it. You could be committed to one level of income, but it may be the wrong level. Instead of you being committed to $50,000 a year, you might need to be committed to $500,000 a year. Even if you don't hit 500,000, maybe you'll land at 130. But that's way better than being committed to 50 and end up at 22. Because you already know at 50, you still gonna struggle. So we have the wrong gauges because we have the wrong commitment, we have the wrong discipline, the wrong habits, and the wrong mindset. And so this is one of the reasons why I want to urge you to really take interest and consideration into our 1-year business coaching program. If you want to learn the fundamentals of business ownership, financial literacy, investing, wealth building, and while you're learning those principles and practices, you want to develop the right level of commitment, you want to become better disciplined within your business and your finances, you want to have the right habits and have the right mindset that really gives you the lift you need to see increase in your income so you can not just play the money game, but actually start winning the money game. You have to connect with the right people. You have to. And I'm passionate about it. I'm committed to it. And I want you to be a part of our 1-year business coaching program. We're going to put you on our training program today when you join so that you can start training about business and finances today. Most people, and I say this because we use this as a value proposition and it's true. Most people who join our program see an increase in their income by 30% within the first 30 days. Yes, I said it. Most people who join our 1-year business coaching program, they see an increase of their income by 30% within 30 days. I was just telling one of my team members in there this morning that this is easy. Increasing your income by 30% is easy in the first 30 days. I guarantee I can take a look at your business or your financial situation status right now, where it's at, and within 30 minutes, I can probably identify with 3 or 4 real strategies that could increase your income within the first 24 hours. Like for real. If not today, literally. Because it's about having the right information. It's no different than coaches who are playing the game of football, or coaches who are playing the game of basketball, or coaches who are playing the game of baseball. Just because they have star players on their team, it doesn't necessitate them winning. But when those star players are able to come into the ecosystem of that coach and listen to the principles that the coach wants them to practice and understand how the plays work in each part of the game, now those star players become extraordinary star players. They become like GOAT level players. This is the GOAT, the greatest of all time, because of the coaches and the support that they have from their coaches and that community that gives them that lift, so that when they are calling the plays, when they are executing the plays, they have winning recipes, so that they're not just winning the game, they win in the season and they winning in life. And that's what I want for you. So I want you to text the word coaching to 404-478-7213. If you are committed and ready to play the money game and you want to win it, I want you to text the word coaching. For all of you who are in the space of being coaches, consultants, and trainers, and you need professional, world-class training as a consultant, as a coach, or as a trainer, as a motivational speaker, as a leader, we have a business certification program that we're offering. We have an early bird special. We want to get you plugged into this program. We want to get you trained so that we can help you develop the right systems and processes for consulting and coaching your clients. And we're going to show you how to package your products and services, how to properly price your products and services. We're going to show you the RP way, my system, my process of consulting and coaching. And when you're trained on it, you're going to have so much confidence to market yourself and to share and demonstrate your products and services with people or potential clients, because you know what you're doing now, and you're going to be able to see the results, and you're going to be able to deliver on a world-class level. We also have a licensing program for those of you who not only want training as consultants, coaches, and trainers, but you also want licensing so that you can use our materials, our programs. You can literally sell our university training program and make money and monetize it as a licensee. If you would like to be a part of our certification or licensing program, just text the word certify. Text the word certify to 404-478-7213. 13. This has been an amazing show today. I get so excited when I can talk about playing the money game because this is coming straight out of my personal playbook. That's the beauty of what I talk about on this show. I'm living it, number one, because I'm just not one of those philosophers. I'm not one of those hypothetical theorists that's going to be teaching all these ideals and principles that I've never put to practice. Everything that I share with you, I'm practicing. I'm practicing what I'm preaching. I'm living it, and I am successful in it. So that's why I have the confidence to talk about it, to share it with you, and to extend the offer and opportunity for you to be a part of it with me. So for those of you that want to join our coaching program, if you just want to talk more about it, to get more information about it, of course, you can always go to our webpage, RamonPreston.com. You will find a link to our certification program. It has all the answers of what our certification program is. You go to RamonPreston.com. There's a page that will share with you information about our licensing program. You'll find out information about our consulting group, the RP Consulting Group, our one-year business coaching program. You'll find out information about our blueprint game plan. We have several training and coaching and consulting programs that are available. Our most popular one, our signature program, is our one-year business coaching program because it's packed with benefits for a 52-week program. So you have an initial coaching session. We give you for about 2 hours. We build a game plan for you for the whole year. We help you identify with what type of system and structure you need for your company, whether it's a holding company or an operating LLC. We help you flesh out and filter what type of products you have, what type of services you have, what the prices are, how you're going to position yourself in the market. We have weekly coaching calls. Every Monday at 5, you are able to join us live. We have the Blueprint Game Plan that we give you access to. It's an online training program, world class. We give you access to 4 quarterly masterminds. We give you access to 4 VIP workshops. We give you access to a personal coaching coordinator, somebody that you can text, email, call, reach out to on a day-to-day basis. And guess what? We are preparing to host an upcoming VIP. Wow, that was a little chant. So we're preparing to host an upcoming VIP workshop. Let me see if I can pull it up on my, because I do have the widescreen TV. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. See that? Saturday, November the 20th, 12 p.m. I feel like Vanna White, like. Oh my God. Y'all know it's time to go. It's lunchtime, y'all. So I'm just having fun. But on Saturday, November the 20th from 12 to 4, we're going to be hosting a VIP sales and marketing workshop. So if you would like to craft a sales script for your company to tailor to your products and services, if you would like to craft a strategic marketing campaign for your company, this sales and marketing workshop is going to cover the nuts and bolts of both of them, so that when you leave just this workshop alone, you're going to have a better grip on how powerful your sales cycle needs to be and how powerful it can be, and you'll have the information for it, as well as your marketing cycle and campaign. Now, for those of you that sign up today, there's a link in the description. The link will take you to RamonPreston.com/event. We are offering for $97. This is an offer that you shouldn't refuse. For $97, we're not only giving you access to our virtual VIP sales and marketing workshop, but you also have access to 2 other workshops. Our holding company workshop, over 4 hours of training on holding companies, and our financial systems workshop, over 4 hours of training on creative tax strategies, accounting, QuickBooks, income and expense tracking. A lot of what I talked about today, you have access to it. So for $97, if you click that link or go to RamonPreston.com/event, you'll get access to our upcoming VIP sales and marketing workshop. But while you're waiting for this workshop to come on November the 20th, you have access to 2 other workshops. Today, you can access them today for $97. So please take me up on that offer. Click the link or text the word coaching, text the word certify, or if you just need to speak to us about the sales and marketing workshop, you can also text VIP to the number you see, 404-478-7213. I love y'all. I want you to have an amazing, terrific Tuesday, and I'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time, right here on the Ramon Preston